Hi, I'm Bobby Kirchner. I'm the specialty manager here at the Federal Way Home Depot. I've been with the company for 10 years. I've been a salary manager for 4 years now.
All
All right.
right. How did you get to where you are today?
Hard work, a lot of hard work. I came in, I listened to what they needed and what they wanted, put my head down, did everything they asked. I was, the guy to be. So every time, the job's funny, you get 100% out of it when you put in 100%, right? So I got to where I'm at just by putting in 100% every time. Don't shortcut it, don't stop, and do all the implied tasks. That's the big part. There's always an implied task. If somebody tells you to change out the trash can, well, you can change out the trash, but the implied task is to put another trash can bag in, right? So that's the other part. So doing everything 100%, don't shortcut nothing, and knock it out the park every time.
Did you have any challenges getting to where you are now?
Yeah. I mean, everybody has challenges in the position they have, or they're in. If it was that easy, everybody would be here, right? Yeah, there's challenges. I mean, there's learning all the SOP that you need to learn to be where I'm at. There's challenges of just everything, day-to-day challenges. But yeah, nothing I would say that was too daunting to overcome. Again, just giving that 100% every time was a big part to it. So most challenges that came my way, you just take it one at a time. But I can't think of anything that was so overwhelming that I almost didn't make it.
I know you look at a lot of resumes. Do you have any tips for me on what employers are looking for in resumes?
Yeah, I can. A few tips on the resume writing, anyways. When you write your resume, you really want to break down what your job skills are. A lot of people I see will put in where they've worked, how long they've worked there, and a quick blurb on what they think we want to hear, in a sense of just, I worked here from this date to this date and did customer service. Well, we all know that there's more to it than that. So when you write a resume, that's your chance to brag about yourself. So you really want to sit there and bullet point what you've done in those positions and really highlight what you're capable of doing. And I think that's where some people fall short on their resumes, is they look at it and they give bullet points, but it's not very specific to anything. It's very general. And so sometimes when you look at it, you can hit or miss. But when you really put forward what you're able to do and what you've done in that position, when I'm just giving a quick read through your resume, that really helps me focus in on a couple key words or a key phrase or something else, and gives me a much better understanding of what you're capable of doing. Part of the interview process, I would say or was that part of the question you want to ask? Interview? Oh.
Yeah, that's fine. You can do that.
Okay. Part of the interview, a lot of times people will not make the eye contact, and that's a hard one. You really want to be able to sit there and have a dialogue with somebody. You want to see if they can handle that, because you're talking to 100 customers, 200 customers a day. You got to be able to look somebody in the eyes. Two, you want to just see how they react to some of the questions you ask them. It's not so much if they have the right answer. It's going through their thought process on how they come up to the solution. So when we ask those questions, a lot of people go straight to the end. Well, customer service, that's what you need to do. That's the best thing. That's, driving that 100% customer service. Well, yeah, absolutely. But how are you going to get there? What are you going to do? How are you going to give 100% customer service? You're going to go up to the customer and say, hey, how you doing? So during the interview part, A lot of people want to skip to the end of what their thought process is. I want to know how you're going to get there. So I want to know, are you going to talk to the customer? What questions are you going to ask the customer? How are you going to get to that end solution? And so every time somebody like me or anybody else that interviews you, my tip to anybody, take a moment to think about the question that's asked. And when you give an answer, really think about the beginning, middle, and end. It should be a story. What is it that you want to tell me, right? Go through what happened, and then let me know how it turned out. Let me know what you did to make that happen. And that's a great tip for anybody when they do an interview. A lot of times, like I said, if people want to go right to the end, and 90% of my interviews, that's right to the end part. So I want to know more. I want to know what you can do to get there.
Well, what kind of advice do you have for people my age that are looking towards becoming leaders or like managing companies?
Best advice, be humble. Listen to the people that you're interviewing, that you're hiring, that work for you. Listen to them. I didn't get to where I'm at because I don't listen. I'm a pretty decent leader. I've learned a lot in the military, and I've learned a lot here. But I'll tell you, you learn every day. And sometimes you learn from your mistakes. Sometimes you learn from other people. Sometimes you learn from the ones underneath you. Sometimes they're the ones that come to you going, hey, that wasn't a very good call. And that's when you have to take that look in the mirror and say, you know what? Maybe that wasn't the best of calls. And then adjust fire and move on. And so part of my advice for you guys, when you want to be leaders and everything else, be humble, listen to the feedback, and then don't be scared. If you got to make a decision, make a decision, and then support your decision. So you can't be a leader if you can't make decisions or choices, and that's a hard thing for a lot of people. They want to overthink it, or they're scared of this consequence or that consequence. But sometimes, as a leader, not all your options are the best anyhow. So you really have to make a decision, support that decision, and go for it. And again, sometimes it's a bust. And that's when you listen to the people around you to find out what it was that happened or didn't happen. And next time you're faced with that challenge, you know a little bit more. So to be a great leader, you really have to listen to the ones that help get you there, and then continue going. And then don't be afraid to ask questions. Grab a mentor. Grab somebody that you know that's in a position you want to be. If you want to be a business leader, know somebody that runs a business. Find somebody out there that's been where you're at, and ask them how they got there, and have them mentor you. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of the great leaders do that. So in the military, I had a sergeant that really showed me the ropes and really helped me out, and that was amazing. That was I don't know if I could have gone where I went with him. So without him. So there's some key facts there to get where you need to be.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's good.